Right, Counter Punch Boxing Talk. What's going on, YouTube? Okay, look. Today I kind of want to debunk my own comment that I made. Okay, I've been telling you guys I've noticed a change in Gennady Golovkin. He's what 35 right now, and I went back to about 2013. And look, what I'm going to do today, like I said, I'm either going to debunk or prove my own comments, and at the end there's a little bit of a twist. So make sure you watch the whole video. And look, it's going to be just a general breakdown. Okay, I mean, I could really get into it. No, he weighed this much on this day and that much on that day, and all that bullshit. But at the end, we'll have the same conclusion, because I like to break things down and use facts. So, but excuse me, today, it's going to be a general breakdown. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start 2013. The picture you're looking at right now, Triple G, Gennady Golovkin, 2013, the bloodbath, the Gabriel Rosado fight. Wow, that was a fucking bloodbath. Okay, so that's the picture we're looking at here. And like I said, I just want to show you his body, and we'll get all the way up to the Canelo Alvarez fight. And you tell me if there's a difference. Okay, you tell me if he's changed. Okay, because look, I mean, look at this. Okay, first of all, what you're looking at here was actually 4 years ago. Okay, in 2013. Now, 2013 was a very active year. Gennady Golovkin had 4 fights: 2014 3, 2015 3, 2016 2. 2017 2. Okay, so that's another thing to keep in mind, is he went from fighting 4 and 3 times a year to 2 times a year. So that's not a good thing either, not for a guy like Golovkin. Okay, now Ishada right here. Okay, again, I mean, look at the physique, look at the body. Hang on, let me move my tablet. Hang on, guys, let's get over here. Okay, I just want you to just take note. Okay. Now, again, Ishada, that's the weigh-in. Now, one thing, of course, right before fight night, when Gennady Golovkin is like a true middleweight, 160, you can see that he's cut, he's ripped, and things like that. But I'm going to show you the difference, fight night and weigh-in. We'll compare the two, okay? Here he is right here against Macklin. Again, we're in 2013. You can see, I mean, he's got, the six-pack going. He's ripped, I mean, the dude's like, there's just lean as hell, right? Okay, same thing here. Macklin, okay, now getting into Curtis Stevens. This is his 4th fight of 2013 right here. He looked good, okay? And I'll tell you where I started noticing a little bit of a change, okay? I think he's kind of hunched over right here, okay? Right here against Adama, he looked great. Just looked great. I mean, I think, Golovkin in that fight, okay, and this was 2014, I think he was just incredible. Now, I would call this a prime Golovkin. We're also going to talk about when Canelo should have fought Golovkin in 2015, okay? We're going to get into that too. And I'm going to show you what waiting 2 years can do. Just 2 years, what that can do in boxing, because people don't seem to get it that boxing years, man, it's different than normal year. I had a guy in the comment section the other day tell me, so who is he talking about? I think Pacquiao or Mayweather, can't remember. He's like, he's on 37. He's not that old. 37 or 38 is not that old. I'm like, dude, in boxing, that is old as fuck, man. You were like a senior citizen when you're approaching 40. That's it. You're done. I mean, yeah, sure, you can get in there and box, but, I mean, you're not like, you are in your prime, nowhere near it, okay? So, Gennady Golovkin versus Daniel Gill. Here we go, July 27th. Now, again, this is 2014. Okay, I'm going to run through them real quick. Golovkin looked good, I didn't really see anything, alarming, okay? And here's the Rubio fight. Of course, we all know what happened there. Caught him on top of the head. Pop right there. He went down. Gennady looked good in that fight. I didn't see any kind of a body change from 2013. Even 2012, 2011, I was going to go back a little bit further, but really there's not much of a difference. I mean, I can go back to like 2010 and 2011. There's not much of a difference, so that's why I started at 2013. Okay. Now, right here in the Martin Murray fight, I thought he looked good in this fight. Okay, so I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, man, did I misspeak? Did I make an inaccurate comment when I said that, he's looking different? But we'll get there. We'll get there. Okay, let me just kind of speed through it real quick. Okay, right here, Willie Monroe Jr. 2015. Okay. Now, right around this time is when we had the Canelo-Golovkin talk, okay? Because remember, Canelo fought Cotto in November of 2015, okay? And that was right around, let's see if they got the month here, May, okay? Yeah, so you got May, and this was May of 2015, and that's really when all the Canelo-Golovkin talk started, if you guys remember, okay? And then what did they do? After he beat Willie Monroe Jr., what happened? They put in the guinea pig. Golden Boy threw in the test dummy, threw in the guinea pig, and Golovkin just beat the shit out of him. I mean, it was just a systematic beat down, okay? It was like being in a pressure cooker, just destroyed him, annihilated him, okay? Annihilated him. Fucking annihilated him. And then Golden Boy Oscar De La Hoya said, hell no. Not only no, but fucking hell no, okay? And then what happened? Okay, Canelo vacates the WBC. Oh, I don't like the sanctioning fees. Oh, you don't tell me what to do. I'm fucking Canelo, you know, right? Bullshit. They saw what just happened. They saw this crazy fucking look right here, and then they saw what happened to that dude and said, hell no. So, what happens next? What happens next? After he gave him a mohawk in real time. Gave the dude a fucking mohawk, okay? What happens next? Dominic Wade, the mandatory. Now, it's keep busy fight, right? Because Golovkin's chasing that fight. But what do you notice? What do you notice? We're not here to talk about the history of Golovkin Canelo. We're here to talk about his physique. Okay, what do you notice? You see, Golovkin, okay, he's starting to look a little different. He's starting to fill out, okay? Because look, as a man, your body goes through change. A lot of you young men out there, you young bucks, you got to listen to me, okay? Your body goes through a lot of changes, and when you approach 40 years old, okay, when you start getting up there to that point, you know, it changes. And now, for the record, like I said, right now, Golovkin is 35. So during the Dominic Wade fight, where I noticed a difference, okay, that was in, what fucking year is it? 2016, that was a year ago. Okay, so Golovkin was 34 years old, and that's about when you start to change. 34, 35, 36, you know, every man is different, but I noticed Golovkin changing around that time. Okay, but then, okay, I see pictures like this, and, you know, he looks pretty good, You know, but I also think we know he took Wade light. You know, he took him lightly because he knew he was just going to, you know, beat the brakes off Wade, you know, right? Okay. But then comes the Kell Brook fight. And again, okay, I notice, you know, I didn't see this baby fat going on around Golovkin in the earlier pictures. And I'll go back to him in a minute, okay? But, you know, then I think, well, damn, okay, he weighs in and he looks, you know, he looks normal, right? So it's almost like after the fight and he puts on that 10 pounds, like when he puts on 10 pounds, to me, it looks heavier now than it did back then, is what I'm trying to say. Or maybe back then, maybe he never did put on 10 pounds. But, you know, like I said, you start to notice it here. But he still looks great. Don't get me wrong. Looks incredible, okay? But you see there's a little bit of a difference, okay? Not much. So in my mind, as of right now, I'm thinking, man, that's dumb. Like, he hasn't changed. Like, you know, I'm thinking in my head, like, you know, that's a stupid-ass thing to say. But then, okay, I see shit like, we'll get to it. You know, I start looking at this, okay? And I'm like, man, that you know, you can tell like his body is just changing to me. Even his face is getting, you know, thicker, like an older man. You know, he's losing that baby face and is getting like thicker, like an older man. Okay, and you can see it in these pictures. I mean, he looks different. Okay, and like I said, it's just a natural progression of life. But we'll get to the pictures that, in my mind, are, you know, a little bit alarming, okay? And then you start, the rumors start coming out like this. You know, middleweight champion Gennady Golovkin is looking very fat right here with 4 months to go before his September 16 fight against number one, blah, 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 Canelo, okay? And you can see a little bit of a difference. You know, he's got that double chin thing going, okay? Let's see. Now, these are, I think that was David Lemieux. Okay, right here. I mean, you look at you look at this right here, and this was during the Daniel Jacobs, okay? And I don't want to go all the way back to compare. I mean, I will if you want me to. I mean, it's not that far, I guess. You know, okay, here's a shot here. You look at this, okay, and this was taken back in what 2014, and then, you know, 2.5 years later, you know, Golovkin is looking like this, okay? You know, and then, okay, even in the Brook, see, and here's what I mean, you know, here's what I'm trying to say, like, before he cuts that weight, he's looking heavier. And this is why I think they said they want to get him up to 168, before he retires. So they want to finish their work at middleweight and then move up to super middleweight. And I thought it was odd too that Gennady Golovkin was wearing a T-shirt, for this particular event, and then, Brooke had on a suit. Okay, so let's see that. Yeah, this was the Lemieux. Like I said, right around this time is when I started noticing that change. Okay, and then this picture right here. Okay, this is kind of what did it for me. Like, you would never, Golovkin never looked like this, back in 2013, 2014, 2015. You never saw a picture of him like this, even in between camps, before a fight, after a fight, on the fucking moon, what the hell ever, planet Mars. Like, you never saw Golovkin looking like this. Never. I mean, seriously. And look, Golovkin is my #1 favorite fighter. I'm not going to say of all time, but certainly of our era. He's in my top 3. He's in my top 3 of our era. Okay. I guess we call it what, the Pacquiao Mayweather era, whatever you want to call it. I mean, who knows? I mean, back then it was the the Hagler Hearns or whatever era. Like this is our era right now, and he's in my top 3. But I see pictures like this, and I start to think, well, is he changing? Like, what's going on here? I mean, look, and you cannot say that this is in between camps or whatever. And this was a video that I made. Actually, they were talking about, how Gennady Golovkin hits and how he hits like a heavyweight, 21 pounds of pressure, the kinetic energy, that kind of thing. Go back and check out that video. It was an awesome video. It's one of my favorite videos that I've personally made. If I'm a fan of my own channel, it was one of my favorites. So, okay, you look at this, and this is recent. Okay, this is very current. And I actually got this off of a YouTube channel that was accusing Golovkin of being overweight. But, I mean, come on, guys. You can't tell me that he doesn't look puffy there, that he doesn't look a little heavy. Now, we know he walks around at about 170, when he's not fighting or whatever, and he drops about 10 pounds before a fight. But, just look at this. You cannot tell me that he's not changing, okay? I mean, the proof is right here. Like I said, go find me one picture. Find me one picture 2015 and before with Golovkin looking like this. You can't. They don't exist. You can't. Even, like I said, even in between fights, he stayed in shape. He just stayed in shape. So this is what worries me when we talk about age, okay? When we talk about, age versus youth. Canelo's got the youth, and Gennady Golovkin has the age, okay? So this is what has got me a little bit concerned here. Okay, look at these pictures. I mean, look at these pictures. So, like I said, we never see Golovkin like that in the past. Let's see what else I got here. Oh, yeah, here we go. Here we go. I got some more. Okay, now these are recent pictures of Golovkin, okay? And I'm going to zoom in to the body here. Now, again, guys, I get it. I get it. This is pre-training camp. But, like I said, in the past, pre-training camp, he didn't look like this. Okay? And, right here, again, you just see the weight. Now, I think, does this matter? No, not really, because I think in the Canelo fight, I think, he's going to be in the best shape he can possibly be in at 35 years of age, okay? But I also think, I don't want it to be a fat camp, like where it's like, half of a camp trying to get weight off and another half of a camp training for Canelo, okay? So I'm hoping that, he gets the little bit of a weight issue under control, because this picture right here was taken like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago maybe, okay? These are like current pictures, all right? And then you got Canelo, I mean, do you see what I'm trying to say here, guys? You see? Now, does it matter that, he's got the power, he's got the reach, he's got the ring IQ, I've made tons of video, he's got everything he needs to beat Canelo. It's just a matter of who's going to make a mistake, I think is what it is, okay? it's almost like, I've learned a lot in boxing, and you guys know I am a real boxer, and a lot of it, it's kind of like where you have the same skill as your opponent, but it boils down to who's going to make a mistake first. I think it's going to be this type of fight, but I also think, the attributes definitely lean towards Gennady Golovkin. Like I said, the power and all, it all leans towards Golovkin. So, I definitely expect Gennady Golovkin to win. But he needs to be careful with the weight, even after the Canelo fight. Like, maybe, because look, I think Willie Monroe Jr. is going to beat Billy Joe Saunders, and I think you'll probably get a rematch with Golovkin and Willie Monroe Jr. to unify the middleweight division. That's kind of what I think is going to happen. So, look, my video is getting too long, but I want your opinion. Do you see a change in Gennady Golovkin? Okay? I mean, just do you see a change? I mean, and I don't mean that in like, oh, no shit, dumbass. Of course, he's getting older. I mean, because there's a lot of people out there that argue with me and say, oh, no, there's no change at all. I mean, you go, like I said, let's go back. I'm going to end it right here. You look at those pictures and you start looking at these. Let's see. I mean, let's just pick any of them, okay? Right here with Lemieux, okay? And, we can even look at fight night pictures. I mean, I don't know. I mean, this wasn't that long ago. I mean, here's Dominic Wade, and this was in 2016, dude. This was like a year ago. Okay, so there's a difference here, and I can see it. Pre-camp, during camp, after camp, whatever you want to call it. I think there's no debate. So I don't know. I'm gonna leave it at that. You guys give me your opinion. What do you think?